I have never made a YouTube video before. I don't really want to make a YouTube video, but with all of the like rapture dreams and everything going on, I just kind of felt led to share mine. Anyway, so I've only ever had one rapture dream, and it was the weekend of April 22nd, 23rd, 2023. So, 2023. Okay. And I have it, like, I can't remember if I woke up, it was right before I woke up, and it was either the morning of Saturday the 22nd or Sunday the 23rd. I don't really remember which day, but I feel like either day kind of doesn't really matter, I guess. Anyway, I woke up and I typed it out on my phone and later like printed it out. And so I'm going to read it to you, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay. So my husband and I were sitting together in what seemed like an open food court or an alley in between buildings. It was daytime. The clouds suddenly started doing something strange. A bowl-shaped cloud started to come down from the sky. As it got closer, the clouds evaporated and revealed an olive branch lowering toward the earth. When it was clear that it was coming down quickly and heading towards us, we, my husband and I, along with other people that were around, got up and ran inside the nearest building. As I entered the building, others ran past me, and the olive branch followed us in. I suddenly knew that it was a sign from God. I stopped, turned to face it, and stood still waiting for it. As it got closer to me, my ears felt heavy and almost staticky. I got, sorry, I lost my place. It got near, and the whole top half of my body, along with my ears, were tingling and felt staticky. The olive branch floated over me and touched the top of my head. I knew I was about to be gone. I felt my body become tingly all over and start to rise off the ground. As I was floating up, I tried to yell to my husband that I was okay and loved him, but my voice was weak and fading out. I wasn't sure if he could hear me. Suddenly, I was gone, and I opened my eyes in a place that was new but felt similar or familiar. And this is really strange. I got a feeling that maybe I was somewhere near the coast. It was sunny, warm, and for some reason, I thought it seemed like it could be Africa. I've never been to Africa. But that was just kind of what I felt in my dream. And I got a glimpse of somewhere else. In this glimpse of somewhere else, I think there may have been a man at a table with a map or a cup of coffee. I wasn't really sure, and I was suddenly gone again. Like it happened really quickly in my dream. The next thing that happened in my dream is I quickly awoke in the building that I had just disappeared from. It seemed to have been a dream that I was gone, and instead of being upset that the rapture didn't really just happen, I felt lucky, like it was a sign of something good and promising to come soon. And then I immediately woke up. And then I grabbed my phone and wrote it all down. But, so I kind of marinated on this dream for a little while. And what I felt it meant to me personally when I had the dream, it led me to Romans 11 with the olive branch and being grafted in. I had a lot of it like highlighted with notes in my Bible. But anyway, that's what I got as like a personal confirmation for myself when I had this dream, that I was grafted in, and that if and when the rapture were to occur, I would be a part of it. And that's what it meant to me. And that's all it meant to me. Like, I didn't really think of it as saying, oh, the rapture is actually about to happen. But a couple weeks ago, I watched the Joshua video and was just like, this is wild. Like, you know, people like guess dates and all this stuff, and everyone's calculating, and it's exciting, but you kind of just always take it with a grain of salt, you know, like you're always watchful. It's exciting, I think it is anyway, to look at all of these things and, you know, think like, oh, maybe it'll happen. But, you know, you learn that, you know, you're extra hopeful, but it's okay if it doesn't happen yet anyway, because you're just meant to do something more before it's time. So anyway, I watched the Joshua videos, and then I was just kind of really getting into it and looking at all the YouTube videos. It was exciting. I stumbled upon Michael's video from Medic for Christ and was just kind of like blown away with his calculations for the day count that he came up with. I feel like a lot of people say the day count is, I might get this wrong because I don't have my Bible open right now, but there's numbers, and the two halves are supposed to be equal, but it does say in Daniel that there's a half that's longer. I'll have to look up. But if you're all following everything, you all probably are familiar with this, you know. Anyway, so I'm like, I don't know if it's this length or this length, but you know what? His fit, and that was really exciting. And I think, you know, there probably could just be a 30-day gap between the rapture and the start of the tribulation. Or, I don't know. God's got it all figured out. I'm not really worried about it, but it was super exciting that his numbers fit. I'm like, I'm here for it, okay? Anyway, it sent me down a little rabbit hole. I was like thinking about my dream, and I was wondering, I wonder how much time occurred between when I had this dream and when Joshua is saying that Jesus told him the rapture would be. And so I didn't just, you know, Google like, hey, how many days in between? I got out a calendar and I actually counted all of the days, and there were 885 days from when I had my dream until Feast of Trumpets. And so I started Googling 885, you know, trying to see if there was any like biblical significance with that number. And what I found kind of blew me away. I'm sure some people would think like, it's no big deal maybe. But this popped up on my Google when I was searching. If you can see. Hebrew gematria, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, for Christ returns is 885. I was shocked. I was a little like, I told my mom, I told one of my best friends from college who's actually Catholic and, you know, has different feelings on some of this stuff. I was so shocked, like, I told my husband, I told my kids, like, after a few days, and I just think it's really exciting. Does my dream and that count mean that it's going to happen? No, I didn't get a, you know, visit from Jesus, but who's to say Brother Joshua did or did not? That's his story, and, you know, I'm here for it. I'm cautiously optimistic. We'll see what happens. As I told my children, you know, my daughter, she's 13, I was telling her about it. And I was like, if it happens, that's really cool to be like the generation and the bride that gets to experience that. But if it doesn't happen on this date, like, we're okay. God's just giving us more time together here to do whatever he wants us to do before it does happen. Like, I'm cool either way. But it's really exciting just to think about and to be hopeful for. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all. If anyone else has had a rapture dream with an olive branch or like bowl-shaped clouds, let me know, because I watch a lot of rapture videos, and I've never seen anyone else with a similar dream. If anyone's ever had a dream about like something related with Africa about this, maybe let me know. That part still stumps me in my dream. After Joshua came out, I remember telling my mom, well, apparently Jesus visits Africa a lot. Maybe the glimpse I got in my rapture dream was just like, I got a glimpse of where Jesus was like in real time. Maybe he was planning something or having a visit with somebody in Africa at the time. I don't know. Who knows? There's a church sign in my town that I drive past sometimes, and it has a sign that they change often, and one side of the sign, I took a picture of it the other day. It was so funny because everybody's, you know, asking for signs and confirmations, and let me find it. I took a picture of it. It says, If you're looking for a sign from God, this is it. And the other side of the sign says, is anything too hard, or maybe it says too difficult for God? In other words, God can do whatever he wants or needs to do. Let's not put him in a box, people. But anyway, fun story. I'm glad I got to share it with you. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great day. Thanks.